guys, what's up and welcome back. Quality Shot Tennis. Today, it's Anthony Hirsch here on the commentary for Quality Shot Tennis. Today, it's a doubleheader. Fritz Berrettini versus Djokovic and Jera. I'm going to be doing both matches at once. It's timed out really well. I knew that they would start probably at about the same time. With the matches that came before, I thought Azarenka and Goff would probably win in straights, which is what ended up happening. So we're going to have both matches starting up soon. Berrettini and Fritz are currently warming up their serves. We've got two other matches that are really interesting going on right now, too, that I've been watching as well. Kecmanovic, Musetti, and Monfils versus Casper. But, yeah, so anyway, Fritz Berrettini is going to be the one that's going to start up first, I think. Currently trying to get everything going. Let me know if the score is looking good with everything. Yeah, it shows Berrettini and Fritz are currently in a warm-up, which is what's happening. Djokovic and Jera are not on court yet. But yeah, just talking about Fritz versus Berrettini, very interesting matchup for a second round. Obviously, the reason that it's able to happen is because Berrettini's not seeded. He's not way far outside the seeding position. He has won a couple of titles this year, but his ranking went way down at the start of the year, so he's just been climbing it back up. But yeah, they played 3 times in the past. Fritz has won all 3 of their meetings, which is really impressive. They played last time 2023 United Cup, which Fritz won in 2 tiebreakers. But yeah, that's an interesting one. 2 guys that can hit big. Fritz will want to get it done in front of the home crowd. We'll see if he's able to do that. It's Fritz with the serve first. Serve is very good down the tee. 15 love. I'm going to try not to hyper-focus on one of the matches specifically. This one is going to be really split even, I think, between the two. Between both matches. So anybody just joining in, this is going to be a doubleheader stream. I've started up this stream, the Fritz Berrettini stream, and when the Djokovic Jera starts up, it will look the exact same way with the scoreboard, but I'm going to be calling that match as well. But we decided to do 2 streams for the 2 matches to make it easier for myself more than anything. Just a few logistical things. All right, serve here from the American, Fritz, into the forehand of Berrettini, who hits it into the crowd. 40 love. I'm expecting that. Berrettini's serve is extremely underrated. He has an extremely good serve, and we know that Fritz has one of the best serves on tour. So this is going to be a very serve-oriented match, I think much more than Djokovic versus Jera. That's a great serve down the tee from Fritz, so a hold to love to start us off. Hello. How's it going, Jera? Hey, how's it going, Jane? Here to hype Rublev's big comeback win. Yeah, comeback from 2 sets to love down. I thought he was out of the tournament. I'm not gonna lie. Great comeback. Great comeback against Rinderknecht, who's been playing well. I saw how well Rinderknecht was playing up close in Atlanta, and I was like, this guy is really he's on something. He was beating players that were playing really well themselves, like Mackenzie McDonald. Like he was beating them in straight sets in Atlanta. I was like, he's gonna be a problem maybe like later on in Cincinnati US Open, and that's exactly what he's been. So that's a very good win for Rublev. People don't give him enough credit for being so physically durable. Absolutely. I agree with you. Musetti match is crazy. Rude match insane. Some great matches today. Yeah. Also, we broke the record for most 5-set matches ever in 1 year, which is something that happened. And we're only in the second round of the US Open, so we're going to keep breaking that record, or extending the record. But yeah, most 5-set matches ever in 1 year, because both Australian Open and Wimbledon had so many 5-set matches. It was insane. Okay, yeah, Djokovic and Jera are currently warming up, so I'm going to start that stream up as well. So I get that going as well. Okay. All right, I'm trying to figure this all out, so I have both matches on both of my screens. And then we'll be all good. Okay, cool. All right. It's 30 love 30 Berrettini on Fritz's serve, or 30 love Berrettini on his serve, I should say. We're still on serve. All right, let me start up the Djokovic-Jera stream. Here we go. All right, cool. The Djokovic-Jera stream should be started up as well. Yeah, Musetti match. Yeah, the Musetti match is insane. It's hard to keep up. There are going to be 4 great matches going on. I mean, I guess the Musetti-Kecmanovic match might finish pretty quickly, but that 5-4 game of the Musetti match was absolutely crucial. Musetti with a huge one-handed backhand winner to win that game. There's a lot going on right now. Djokovic and Jera are currently just practicing serves. That's a big rematch from last year. One of the big moments of the U.S. Open last year, where Djokovic came back from 2 sets to love down against Jera, his countryman. Good serve from Berrettini out wide. It's 1-1 in the Fritz match. All right, guys. So welcome into the Djokovic-Jera stream. Everybody who clicked on the Djokovic-Jera stream today, we're doing a double header. So I am currently streaming Fritz, Berrettini, and Djokovic versus Jera. Both streams are exactly the same. It's really just a logistical thing for me. It helps me out to do it on 2 different streams, but it's really the exact same thing, whichever stream you want to join into. But yeah, I mean, I think so far everybody's kind of joining into the Fritz Berrettini stream. So I think that's probably the one where most of the chat is going to hang out. That's from what I am telling so far. But yeah, it's going to be super fun. These are 2 matches that I think are pretty different on paper, but both should be pretty enticing. And they're also the 2 matches, they're already 2 great matches going on that I think everybody is focusing on, which is Musetti, Kecmanovic, and Ruud Monfils. I was watching both of those before I came on. Rinderknecht has a crazy grunt. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Say what you want about Rublev, but he knows how to stay in a match even 2 sets down. Yeah, he's got a great mental game. I agree. Exactly, Jane Borders are a hindrance in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, there's a few of those grunts out there, and I think the umpires should call hindrance more than they do. I'm not going to lie. Just because a grunt is like consistently the same doesn't mean that it's okay. That's my opinion. Backhand to the forehand of Fritz. Inside in. Very good winner down the line. 30 love. 30 love. And Djokovic getting started. Let's go. Double headers. I love doing these. They're impossible and they're insane. And I love them. It's 30 love for Fritz. That goes out from Berrettini, so 40 love. $15 love for Djokovic as he hits a serve into the net. It's going to be a second serve for him. Very interesting match to see how informed Djokovic is. He didn't look at his best in the first match. So we'll see where his form is really at early on this U.S. Open here. The forehand of Novak. That goes out. Do remember, Novak's not been at his best on a hard court this year. He really hasn't been. Part of that is timing, you would have to think, because he got to the final of Wimbledon. He won the Olympics. So his game picked up a little bit. But he hasn't been at his best on a hard court this year. So it's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be a heartbreaking loss for Meow Meow. Yeah, Kecmanovic, it seems like, yeah, Musetti with a 5-set victory. It's huge. Absolutely heartbreaking, and it's not the first time that Kecmanovic has had a loss like that. Seems like Kecmanovic is taking on the Kokkinakis route, which is play a 5-set match every single first few rounds of majors. Like every Grand Slam in the first few rounds, he plays a 5-set match. Kecmanovic and Kokkinakis, without fail. To me, that was like, on the women's side, that was always Shelby Rogers. She would always play 3 sets. But, yeah, Shelby Rogers now retired as of yesterday. Played her final match against Jessica Pegula. There's so much to watch right now. It's insane. I got to keep another tab open for the Casper Monfils match. What is Casper on about? No idea. I haven't been watching. Oh, rain is coming. There's lightning. That's no good. There is a roof, which is good. For some of the courts anyway. For Novak, there's a roof. Which courts have roofs? So Arthur Ashe has a roof. I believe Louis Armstrong has a roof, right? Which courts have roofs? Okay, so Arthur Ashe and Louis Armstrong have roofs. So I guess Rude versus Monfils. Yeah, plays suspended due to lightning. Oh, there you go. Wow, Monfils Rude match is suspended. That's good or that's not good. It's not good. But I was not going to be able to focus on 3 matches at once. So I'm doing a double header, not a triple header. I was very invested in that match, so I wasn't going to be able to keep up. But yeah, hopefully they can resume shortly. Hubie always likes to play unnecessary sets and tiebreakers too. Yeah, that's true. Well, any set he plays, he's going to play tiebreaker. I always root for Hubie. I want Hubie to have a good run at one of these slams. He's one of these great players that's yet to reach a slam final. He's never been to a slam final. It'd be cool to see him get to one. He is a 2-time Masters champion. Serve here from Berrettini. It's in the net. Second serve. The backhand of Fritz, forehand of Berrettini. Forehand of Fritz, sliced. Backhand Berrettini, cross court, the backhand of Fritz. Forehand of Berrettini. Backhand of Fritz goes back cross court, but Berrettini is getting it on his forehand side. Backhand cross court. Going backhand to backhand. Now it's a backhand slice to the forehand of Fritz. Backhand cross court. The backhand of Fritz. Forehand of Berrettini. Hits the tape. Back on his side from Berrettini. 15-30. Half a chance for Taylor Fritz as Djokovic gets ready to return his serve in his match. For anybody just joining in, we're doing a doubleheader. Berrettini, Matteo Berrettini versus Taylor Fritz, and Laszlo Djere versus Novak Djokovic. We're doing both at once. These are some of my favorite streams to do. It's going to be chaotic. Both matches are just started up. Serve from Djere, the backhand of Djokovic. Backhand of Djere goes just what? All right, bigger moment here in the Fritz-Berrettini match than the Novak one for the time being. Backhand, the forehand of Berrettini, backhand of Fritz. That goes in the net. I'm probably not going to be able to react to the chat, honestly, as much as usual on the stream, but I hope that you guys keep chatting away anyway. And I'll get to what I can, but please talk amongst yourselves. I love to see the chat active. And then I just, with a lot going on, I'm not going to be able to talk to y'all as much as usual, which is unfortunate because I enjoy talking to y'all. But yeah, talk amongst yourselves and have random conversations in the chat. Even if I won't be able to respond to everything. It's 30-all on both courts. Djere serve and Berrettini serve. Backhand to backhand rally in this Djokovic match. Forehand of Djere. The forehand of Djokovic. Backhand of Djere. Backhand slice of Novak. Backhand of Djere. Backhand of Djokovic. Going backhand to backhand. Backhand opens up the court, does Novak, and now hits a forehand down the line. Backhand slice. Djere just kind of staying in the rally, not doing anything to be particularly aggressive just as of yet. Forehand to the backhand of Djere, goes down the line to the forehand of Novak. Backhand sliced of Djere, goes out. Too much from Novak. I'll keep an eye on the Rude match, my homeboy. Hell yeah. Yeah, it's good. Listen, I was thinking about watching the Djokovic match, but I gotta watch Fritz because he's my homeboy. Yeah, honestly, like I knew that Berrettini is a danger in this match, So I want to get to watch this match in full as well. The forehand of Fritz down the line, backhand slice of Berrettini, forehand volley. Fritz, easy as you like, gets to deuce. It's a danger moment for Berrettini early. Fritz can take the reins on the second round and counter here and say, hey, listen, I'm the seed. I'm the former top 5. You've never been top 5. Haha. Isn't that crazy? Fritz has been top 5 in the world, and a guy like Berrettini hasn't been. That's kind of crazy. Forehand goes out from Gera. Also, Monfils has never been top 5 in the world. That's a good question. Who are the best players to never have been top 5 in the world? It's a pretty good question. I'm sure there's a lot of guys from even before, like this era of tennis, that you can name as well, that I don't know their rankings well enough to say. Backhand, cross court, goes out from Berrettini. It's going to be a break point for the American against Berrettini. Backhand of Gera, down the middle, forehand of Novak. He's got the tempo now in this rally. Backhand, cross court to the backhand of Gera. It's right on the baseline from Djokovic. Goes backhand down the line. Forehand of Novak, the backhand of Gera. Backhand slice of Novak. Backhand of Gera, back cross court to the backhand of Djokovic. Backhand Gera down the line. Forehand of Djokovic. That goes in top the net. It's a good way of staying with the momentum here for Laslo Gera. Dude, let's go. I love these doubleheaders. They're so fun. Forehand of Fritz, the backhand slice of Berrettini. Forehand of Fritz, drop shot. Berrettini gets under it. Backhand passing shot. Taylor Fritz exciting the American crowd. Exciting the American crowd. There you go. Against Djokovic at deuce. It was a great get. What a dropper from Fritz, showing off some skill. People say stuff like Fritz is all serve or Fritz is this, Fritz is that, but then you look at a drop shot and a solid backhand pass like that, and it's not really quite true. This guy can play. His ceiling isn't that high yet, to be fair, compared to some of these other guys. He hasn't reached that strong of a peak level compared to some of these other guys when he's not playing at Indian Wells, apparently. But he can play. He's a great competitor. He knows how to win. I really do feel like that. Not against Djokovic, but he knows how to win. It's 1-1, a good hold for Laslo Gera, Serbian on Serbian matchup. Of course, this other one, we have an Italian versus an American. Arguably the best and most dominant country in men's tennis at the moment against the most dominant country in men's tennis ever, which is the United States. Serve from Djokovic. The forehand of Gera, backhand Djokovic. It's crazy that's not a debate that debatable of a statement, I think, even, or that controversial to say that America is historically the best country in men's tennis history. It's just the last 20 years have just pivoted in such a different direction in terms of both American men are not doing well, and also Serbia, Switzerland, Great Britain, and Spain have taken the reins, particularly Spain now with Alcaraz as well. What a volley from Fritz. Those are two shots you don't see often. Berrettini with a one-handed backhand and Fritz with a slice swinging volley. That actually worked. Forehand is great from Gera. Djokovic gets it. Backhand slice cross court. How is Djokovic in this rally? Forehand, why does he go right back to the Novak volley? Forehand, what a crazy point from Novak. Gera should have finished that point off, but Djokovic was everywhere. The way Djokovic is able to just find ways to win rallies is amazing. There was no way that forehand defensive shot had any right to be as good as it was out of that corner. Then Gera just taking Novak for granted there. He should have went down when he went cross court. He should have went down the line. When he went down the line, he should have went cross court. Fritz, by the way, storming to a 4-1 lead over Berrettini. I did say before the U.S. Open started that I do have my eye on Fritz here. I don't think that he's a nothing person to look at. Hey, I was going Joe Sip. Anthony's not watching us. Time to jump on the beds and eat all the ice cream. Love it. Spain, but not mentioning Rafa. Well, I felt like Rafa was like, no. I felt like Rafa was already implied. Rafa, Roger, and Novak and Murray defined this last era of tennis. And Rafa is the mortal gladiator that we all know he is. So actually, this Fritz Berrettini match is going quicker than the Novak match by a long shot. I thought it could be the other way around. Not yet. That's why I like watching a doubleheader, though. It gives me a lot to look at, and it's interesting to compare two different matches going on at the same time. I don't know. There's something about I like making those connections between two matches going on at once. I think it's exciting. I always enjoy the doubleheaders. Shout out to Tennis Talk with Cam Williams. Cam always does these super well. I loved watching him do these all the time. So I always wanted to do them when I watched him do them. So. First serve goes out from Djokovic. Second serve from the Serb. Second serve from the Serb. The forehand of Jera is huge cross court. Jera hitting some really great forehand cross court. Forehands cross court. And they're going in. Second serve to work with for Jera. As backhand rally in the Fritz Berrettini match. Fritz taking control there. See, but then he hits a forehand to the net. Backhand of Djokovic, that goes out. Suddenly it's deuce for Jera. Does Jera have unfinished business in Flushing Meadows from last year? Does he have unfinished business? Not counting the default that Djokovic experienced against Pablo Carreño Busta. This has nothing to do with this match. It's not like he's on an upset alert or something, but I just want to point out that outside of the default to Pablo Carreño Busta, Djokovic has not lost before the quarterfinals of a slam this entire decade. He's at least reached the quarterfinals of a slam every single slam he's played this whole decade. That's got to be one of the craziest stats. This guy is 37 years old. The entire decade in his 30s, mid 30s. It's insane. It's advantage here for Djokovic, trying to get out of this game. He's got a game point. But he hits a forehand out. That forehand is out of sorts. I've seen that forehand be out of sorts for Djokovic early on in a slam. And, yeah, there you go. Djokovic, as per tradition, though, he's always going to drop a set early in the slam. As per tradition, he has to drop a set. He's never won a slam without dropping a set, period. He always drops a set. Every single Grand Slam he's ever played, he's dropped at least one set. So, as per tradition, this might be the time for Novak to do it. Backhand of Jera to the backhand of Novak down the middle. Forehand of Jera. Forehand of Djokovic. Forehand of Jera. Goes cross court. We're going forehand to forehand. Again, cross court to the forehand of Djokovic. Jera is hitting the forehand better so far than Djokovic. Drop shot. Forehand of Djokovic is there. Forehand. Nice cat and mouse. Djokovic is going to miss that. It's a break point for Laszlo Jera. Djokovic might, I don't think he wants to be in that same position that he was in last year at all. Jera does have that added motivation of knowing and confidence of knowing he was so close last year. I do almost wonder how many How many times have they played? Have they played since that match? No, they haven't. The only other time they played outside of that was really close as well. Djokovic's third set tiebreaker in Belgrade when he was kind of trying to find his best form again after Australia. Djokovic gets a quick service point there. Gets back to deuce. Both matches that they played were extremely close. Jera could have won both of the matches that they played. So it means that Jera is the player that Djokovic doesn't like to face. I'd already be happy enough to say that just off of those two matches. In fact, Laszlo Jera won 3 of the first 5 sets that he played against Novak, and the 2 sets that Novak won were both tie breaks. So, double fault from Novak there. Advantage Jera yet again. Joko's a nice guy giving out set. What's up, Sean? Yeah, I mean, this guy, he always does this. Or not always, but especially recently, like since like 2019, he's done this every time. I remember a younger Jack Draper, winning the first set off of him at Wimbledon. Really, since around like that time, I remember like every slam that Djokovic plays, he's gonna give a set. So, let me fix up the scoreboard here because it's a little bit wrong. Okay, cool. Forehand of Novak to the forehand of Jera. Goes big down the middle. Forehand of Djokovic is a fantastic redirect. Gets to advantage. Noble of him, yeah. Does the roof make it more humid? Does the roof make it more humid? I honestly don't know, Step Down. It's a good question. I'd expect no. I don't think it does. But I don't know that for sure, to be honest. I don't think so. 15:30 here for Berrettini in the Berrettini-Fritz match. So, kind of move over the attention to that a little bit. But first on this Djokovic match, the forehand rally here. Djokovic, a huge forehand down line. It's huge. That's like Sinner-esque these days. Sinner might even go cross court more than down the line. That was a huge down the line forehand. That's a statement from Novak. Could have been trouble to go down early 2-1, give flashbacks of last year, but Jera was kind of doing well, hitting some great forehands. And Novak kind of with a huge forehand off of a forehand rally. That's a good statement from him. Forehand rally here in the Berrettini-Fritz match. That's just behind the baseline from the hammer from Berrettini. So 40-30, literally 1 millimeter out from Matteo. If the roof is closed, it feels like a sauna. I experienced at Rod Laver Arena. You can barely breathe. Okay, well, there you go. Then that answers your question. I would have thought it would not do that, but that makes sense, I guess. I guess that makes sense. So there you go. There's the answer. It was extremely hot earlier today, 95 degrees and really, really humid. I think it traps moisture because the natural ventilation is hampered. I don't know about their systems there, though. Yeah, I guess that's fair. It makes sense now that I think about it more on a hot day. Yeah. That makes sense. Fritz is a snowflake. Come on, Matteo. Okay. This Taylor is up 5-2. We'll see if Matteo can climb back. I think Berrettini's reached the semifinal of the U.S. Open before. Because he beat Gale, speaking of Monfils, he beat Gale in that crazy quarterfinal in a 5th set tiebreaker. Like, I don't remember when, like 2020 maybe? 2019? I'm excited to see the resumption of the Gale-Casper match. I was watching that before I went live here and started watching these two matches. I think that those are the two of the most talented guys on the tour, Gale and Casper. It's going to be a second serve here from Jera. Very important game to hold here for Jera. I would say crucial. Forehand Jera to the backhand of Djokovic. Backhand of Jera goes into the net. It's going to be hard to hold, though. He's going to have to keep his composure. For everybody just joining in, by the way, I am doing a double header of the Fritz Berrettini versus Djokovic Jera match. So we're doing both at once. It's 15-all as Jera bounces away a smash into the crowd. Djokovic lob had nothing on it. Berrettini forehand is a great shot inside out. 15-love. Love seeing some positive energy from Matteo's side of the court. Jera gets ready to hit another serve. He hits the first one out. Backhand cross court. Backhand down line. Forehand of Jera. Forehand of Novak. Forehand of Jera. Everyone in the Novak Jera stream getting exhausted. Yeah, my bad. So many tabs to look at for me, but that's my bad. Hello, Marina and Joe, watching on the Djokovic versus Jera stream. Who do you think will be the next man and woman to win their first Grand Slam? Do you think Jera will get a set off Novak? So, okay, yeah, I totally forgot at the beginning of the stream to say my predictions. So, I think that Djokovic is going to win in 4 sets. I do think Jera is going to win a set. And I think that Fritz is going to win in 4 sets. I have Fritz in 4 sets with a really good performance from both players, but particularly Fritz. And I think that Djokovic beats Jera in 4 sets. It could be 3 sets, but I'm going to say 4 sets. And that's a good question. I'll have to think about that. Shout out to all the savages in Europe staying up to watch the action. Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to y'all. Y'all are killing it. I know, Jera, you were watching at like 4 a.m. the other day, which is crazy. I'll think about that. First Grand Slam winners. Forehand Berrettini goes out. 30-all. It's a break point for Djokovic, another one. Absolutely crucial point here for Jera to win, and he does with an ace down the tee. Gets to deuce. Matteo in 5 is my prediction. Okay. Love it. Could be. I mean, I feel like that match could go either way. A lot of it depends on how well, I guess how well both guys play, but depends a lot on how well Fritz plays, I feel. Fritz is solid when he's playing well. He likes New York. Played well here last year. Lost to Novak in the quarters, I believe. It's advantage to Jera, doing well to stay close here. Djokovic-Jera match is tuning up to be a good one. If it keeps going in this way, Jera keeps up this level. First serve in the net, second serve. Backhand slice, the backhand of Novak, forehand of Jera to the forehand of Novak, forehand of Jera, forehand of Djokovic, backhand of Jera, backhand slice of Djokovic, backhand slice of Jera, forehand of Djokovic, forehand of Jera big to the backhand of Novak, forehand of Jera cross court, the forehand of Djokovic sliding and stretching all over the place. That goes in the net, 2-2. This is going very much the way that Jera would have wanted to start this match off. Great hold there, saving a couple of break points. I hope that Jera can maintain this level, keep this match super interesting. 2-2, and it's triple set point for Fritz. Getting through the service game rather quickly. Back into Berrettini. That goes out. A very, very, very good first set for Taylor. As he gets the first set over Matteo. We'll see how Matteo bounces back. I feel like Matteo will absolutely need that second set and really get some energy towards his side of the court in that second set. Some momentum. It's 15-love for Novak. First time slam champions is really difficult. First at Fritz, yeah. I sleep when Zverev is playing. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, Zverev is boring. Forehand of Jera is so good. Collapse from Novak to his compatriot. The forehand of Jera has been very good so far. Novak best not sleep on Jera. This dude did take 2 sets off of him last year before Novak turned it up to a new level. Jera definitely steps up his game when he plays Novak. Forehand of Novak is very good. Time slam champions is so hard to say. For the women's side, it's always unpredictable. I do think that let me see. I'll look at the rankings and then I'll be reminded better of all the players that I think could win a first one. Casper, I think eventually will win a French Open, but I don't know if that's like soon. I do feel like he's going to win a French Open eventually, but I don't know if that's next year. Zhang, I also feel like will win slams, but I don't know if it's like now. But she could be the next one on the WTA. Sorry, that sound was from me. Backhand of Djokovic, the backhand of Jera. A lot of backhands. This is a backhand drill. Forehand of Novak, the forehand of Jera. That's in the net. Novak is just an absolute wall. $17-shot rally. Could take a lot out. No, 1 set in 1 match, 2-2 in games in the other way. Wow, yeah, exactly. One match is going much quicker than the other one. And we're also getting longer points a little bit in the Djokovic-Jera match. Yeah, 31 minutes. We're at 2-2. It's kind of ridiculous. They started at the same time, pretty much. Backhand. That goes. That's a great shot down the line, 40-30. The one thing I'll say about Jera is he's falling behind in these games, and then he's getting him to deuce. He might want to start the return games a little bit sharper, so he doesn't have to climb back in like this. Forehand of Fritz, cross court to the forehand of Berrettini. That's in the net. 15-all on Berrettini's serve to start off that second set. Berrettini needs to win this first game. Needs it. 100%. Backhand of Jera, cross court to the backhand of Djokovic. Backhand of Jera. Ball keeping really low over the net. Backhand sliced. Forehand. A lot of height. Forehand. Backhand hits a net from Jera. Forehand now. That's too good. 3-2 for Djokovic. Great level in the Djokovic-Jera match. Jera's brought it so far, but it's 3-2 for Djokovic on serve. It's 3-2 for Djokovic on the serve. It's the Italian hammer with the serve on Louis Armstrong, which he hits out, so it's 15-30. What about Paolini? Yeah, Paolini definitely could. I mean, listen, she's got the momentum with her Masters and with her couple of slams. I just don't know if I'm not going to pick her to win one. She might. She definitely might. I mean, Pegula is somebody else who could, but I just wouldn't really bank on either of them actually going ahead and doing it. You know, Emma Navarro is getting better and better. I'd love to see Ons do something at Wimbledon, but I don't know if it's past her time, you know. Kalinskaya is great, but I just don't know. Mira Andreeva is going to win slams soon. Yeah, she's gonna win Slam soon. Yeah, so I mean, I would go on the women's side. I don't know who I would choose. All of those are good options. All of those are good options. Backhand slice, Berrettini to the forehand of Fritz, forehand of backhand of Fritz, the backhand of Berrettini, cross court, backhand of Fritz. Forehand of Berrettini, big, to the backhand of Fritz, goes to a slice of Berrettini, backhand of Fritz, that's in the net. Very good from Berrettini. Very, very good stuff. Strong. Strong stuff. I just realized that Emma Navarro is my age, and that made me feel weird. I thought she was older than me for some reason. That's cool. Yeah, I don't know. Next woman to win a slam for the first time. I wouldn't bank on Ons Jabeur doing it at this point. I'd love to see Samsonova do well. Mira Andreeva keeps standing out to me. For me, I would probably bank on either Zhang or Mira Andreeva. And Zhang is going to have her time. I might even say Mira Andreeva. She's already getting crazy good. And she picks it up at slams as well. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say Mira Andreeva. I don't know exactly when that is. Somebody else is probably going to win a slam first, but I feel like she's going to win a slam within the next year or two or something. So I'm going to say her. For the men, it's hard to say. For the men, it's really hard to say. I don't think Runa's got it anytime that soon. I don't know who else is going to step up to win one. Casper Ruud, I think it's going to take a little bit of time too if he wins one. I don't think Zverev is going to win one. I don't think Rublev's going to win one. Hurkacz, probably not. I think like Jakub Mensik eventually could, in my opinion. I don't know. Men is very hard to say. I don't even know. No idea. For the men, maybe I'd say like Casper Ruud for a French Open, but I don't know if that's going to happen next year. Backhand slice of Novak to the forehand of Gera, forehand of Djokovic. Forehand of Gera, backhand drop shot of Novak. That's in the net. 40-15 for Gera. Kalinskaya for me. Kalinskaya is a good pick. I hope so. Off talk with Paulini is so cute. She is so cute. Yeah, she's so little. She's so little and she's adorable. Yeah, I agree. She's got a cute look about her. And yeah. Lachkin Draper for me. I'd love to see those guys win slams. I like both. I like both guys. Love watching both. I don't think Lehechka's going to win slams. I think Draper could win Wimbledon. I'd love to see one of the American guys win one, but I don't know who to predict. Like, it just feels like wishful thinking to say any of them at this point. At least soon. Like Sebastian Korda, you say Sebastian Korda, and most people are like, yeah, he could win one eventually. But for him to say that Sebastian Korda is going to win one soon just feels so much like wishful thinking too. Oh, wow, what a forehand strike from Fritz. He's found the range. A great performance today. Michael Russell always looks so, like, I don't even know. Like, he looks, I can't think of the word for it, but he looks so serious and so, like, almost like evil, just clapping down, like, watching Fritz, you know what I mean? He has that weird look about him that he's like, I don't know. I don't even know how to say it, but, like, I'd be scared if I saw the way Michael Russell is always looking in his box, cheering on his guy if I was the opponent. Michael Russell is a legend in his own right. He was around forever. He played in like he had like 70 or 75 appearances in Grand Slams. He was always around. Now coaching Fritz. Will a new U.S. woman win a slam before a man? I think yes. The men have been pretty consistent with it. Like Sinner, Alcaraz, Djokovic have dominated the slams. You know, they've dominated the slams. In fact, the last guy outside of those three to win a slam was Rafa in 2022. There is a three slams in a row that Medvedev and Rafa won, and then since then it's been all Sinner, Alcaraz, Djokovic. Mostly Djokovic. It's a great few forehand strikes from Jera, and then a dropper to finish off a killer blow. Djokovic has more flashbacks to Alcaraz, not at the Olympics though, because that's good flashbacks. Backhand of Djokovic, the forehand of Jera, goes for a pass, just misses it though. 40-15. Serve from Berrettini. Forehand of Fritz, backhand slice of Berrettini. The backhand of Fritz, oh, what a slice from Berrettini. That's why he's good on the grass. That's why he gets paid the big bucks, I guess. It's funny, Berrettini has the biggest forehand of all time, and then he always slices his backhand, and that's what he's known for. Just the juxtaposition of those two shots, pretty crazy. Forehand of Jarrett, the forehand of Novak, backhand Jarrett. That's too good. Great shot. (40-30) for Djokovic here at 3-3. Serve coming. First serve goes wide, second serve. Backhand, forehand of Novak. That's in the net. Jera keeps coming back from these 40-love holes. How long is this match? This is a very long match so far. I want to catch the exact time on the clock, but by the way, unforced error is 6 for Jera and 11 for Djokovic. I miss Roddick. Yeah, I miss Andy too. Definitely. He's got a great personality. I get my fair share of Andy watching the Surf podcast. Where are you watching the US from? I'm watching on ESPN Plus has it in the US. Five minutes here. 41 minutes. Still a lot for 6 completed games. It's a double fault from Novak. Doesn't even react, but it's just poor from Djokovic. I mean, he's playing like a quarter of the level that he was at in the final of the Olympics. And I mean, let's just say that level would have been impossible to maintain. It's nearly impossible that he found that kind of a level at 37 years old. It's the highest level that a 37-year-old has ever played this sport, that final. But still, you would hope that he finds a little bit better level. Jera needs to be making the return on the break point. He's just missing those. It's not good enough there. Deuce for Djokovic. A little bit of a snooze fest so far, not going to lie. Just slightly for the Djokovic match. Berrettini Fritz has been pretty fun. But, I mean, the level's been, good, but I don't know. It's been the level's been good from Jera. Djokovic is yet to pick it up, really. And Jera is not really playing his best level on the break points, which kind of makes a bit of an awkward watch. Also, we're not really getting that many long rallies at this point anymore either. At least in this game. Backhand of Novak to the backhand of Jera. Backhand of Djokovic, the forehand of Jera. Forehand sliced, forehand of Jera down the line, the backhand of Djokovic, backhand Jera. Forehand of Novak, forehand of Jera, backhand slice of Novak. Backhand of Jera, that's in the net. I do feel like Djokovic finds his timing, though, as well as anybody ever has in a Grand Slam. He works and he finds his timing, right? I feel like sometimes early on in a slam, he's not really timing his movements properly, timing his strides into a forehand or a backhand. He's hitting forehands way too low. He's waiting way too long to hit his backhands or whatever it is, or he's hitting the backhands too high, but he's just not really timing it correctly. But I feel like Novak is so good at just staying calm and being able to fail. Like, he's able to, like, not play perfect all the time. He's not always Mr. Perfect. And then when he does kind of figure it out, he's like a machine. He's like a learning machine. He adapts. He's like an AI. He makes the mistakes, and then he learns from those mistakes and gets better and better and better. You know? That's what you know, he learned a lot from Kobe Bryant, and Kobe always said that he was like a machine, just always learning new and new things. That's like what a lot of the great athletes do. That forehand goes out from Djokovic. It's back to deuce. But they know they're not always going to be perfect, and they just have to, you know, learn from that. Serve from Berrettini to the forehand of Fritz. Forehand of Berrettini down the middle. Forehand of Fritz cross court. Going forehand. Forehand Fritz inside out. The backhand of Berrettini. Forehand of Fritz. Forehand of Berrettini. Going backhand to backhand now. Sliced. Real low over the net. What a level in this Berrettini-Fritz match at the moment. Forehand slice. Forehand of Berrettini. It's like a rally catching fire. Backhand. Fritz is there. Backhand. Oh, no way. Oh, he almost got it. That would have been ridiculous in doubles. What a rally. That was exquisite. Crowd getting its money worth just from that one rally. Fritz was absolutely awesome there getting to that. Fritz was awesome there getting with that forehand slice back. Great stuff there. Absolutely awesome. Fritz almost got that other one. Fritz has improved his defense and speed big time. Djokovic once again gets out of a service game where he was facing break points, but it's 45 minutes of play here, and we've completed 7 games. So by the time that we were playing the next game, it will have been about 7 minutes allotted per game, which is pretty insane. Been a long set so far. And meanwhile, we're at 2-2 in this Fritz Berrettini. Backhand in the net from Fritz, so it's 30-15. Fritz Berrettini, two guys that prefer their forehands to their backhands, as far as I see it. Will a new U.S. woman win a slam before a man? I think Emma Navarro could win a slam. I think Madison Keys could still win a slam. Yes, I think yes. I definitely think yes. But I do also feel like the American men, I mean, they're working and they're trying things. Like, something is going to come out of it eventually. I don't know who. I'd love to see something happen here in the U.S. Open, but I just don't know if I see it. Forehand slice shot from Berrettini is in the net, so it's 30-all. Morgan cheering on her boyfriend in Taylor Fritz. Serve from Matteo. Goes long, second serve. Forehand of Berrettini at the forehand of Fritz. That goes out from Fritz, which he very visibly regrets immediately. $40-30 for Fritz. Hey, how's it going, Goat? Jared's got a break point. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I feel like chat is pretty split amongst Fritz, Berrettini, and Djokovic era. I feel like we got to make a decision. We got some chat in Fritz, Berrettini, and Djokovic era. It's really the exact same stream. Y'all can just stay on whatever stream you want, but it would be pretty cool, I guess, if I feel like Djokovic era in general is going to be more popular than Fritz, Berrettini probably. So it'd be pretty cool if we can move everybody over to Djokovic era and then try to get that going. Or I don't know. I mean, it just, the reason we are doing 2 streams, it's kind of easier for me. If we could do that, that would be great. And then I could also be focused on the chat in that one. So if we could get that going, everybody move over to Djokovic era, which is on the channel as well, obviously. But that would be great. But yeah, it'd be great if we could get everybody over to Djokovic era. Hello, Jay Vito. If we could do that, that'd be sweet. Because then, like, I have so many tabs I'm looking at anyway. That way, I could just, it would be easier for me a little bit. If we could have everybody on just the Djokovic Jera stream for the most part. But that's just the preference. Better, I think, for me. Forehand of backhand of Fritz, the backhand slice of Berrettini, forehand of Fritz. Forehand of Berrettini down the line, backhand of Fritz, 360. Forehand of Berrettini, that goes out. So we are at deuce. Yeah, I appreciate that, Jared. Yeah, so Jared just put a link in the chat, Djokovic Jera stream. So if we could have people move over there, that'd be sweet. And then we could have the chat, people in the chat over there for the most part. Shelton will win a slam next year. Yeah, I definitely could. Definitely could. I don't think it's his time yet. I could see him winning a Wimbledon or US Open down the road. Like one. I don't think he'll win a lot, but I don't think it's going to be anytime soon. I'd love to see Artur Feast win a slam. That'd be sweet. I don't think it'll happen soon, though. That's the thing. I don't know which of the men's players is going to win a slam soon. Especially with the way the men's game is right now. But maybe this is the time for men's players to win slams before Sinner and Alcaraz really hit their, like, prime. I mean, I don't know. Yannick maybe has already started his prime. I don't even know if Alcaraz is in his prime yet. I feel like he's got so much to improve. He's already amazing. Time will tell. Forehand of Djokovic, the forehand of Jera is the rally of the match. That somehow goes in, hits the tape and goes over. Jera, it's a forehand, huge forehand. But I believe that was a huge forehand and a great shot. How many shots was that? Djokovic completely hunched over here. But he tends to do that and then he's fine, so don't take too much. I joined from other stream. Okay, awesome. Yeah. Yeah. The more people we have in the Djokovic era stream, it's awesome. Really good from Jera, 4-4. It was 6-4, 6-4 the first couple of sets last year. Are we going to have a similar story this year? Let's see. 4-4. Yeah, this is a work in progress. I don't know exactly what I'm doing all the time, but you know, that's why we try new things, and I love doing this doubleheader. It's chaos. And it's, you know, this way you guys don't know what's going on half the time either. It's fun. No, doubleheader is fun, calling 2 matches at once, and hopefully 2 blockbusters. And this one in particular is fun because these are 2 very different matches, in my opinion. Like, Fritz and Berrettini are 2 players that have had not fully different careers, not fully dissimilar careers. Djokovic and Jera could not have had different careers, obviously. Djokovic is a huge favorite here, but it's still a very interesting match. Backhand cross-court, the backhand slice of Jera, backhand of Djokovic down the line, forehand of Jera. Forehand Novak down the line, backhand slice of Jera, backhand Jera. These rallies are long. Novak might need to find better ways of quickening up these points. Forehand, that stays in from Jera. Backhand Djokovic, yeah, goes straight up for a winner. Lifting love, he puts his hands up in the air. Because Novak is like, is that what it takes to win a rally here? I don't think he's put his hands up like that at the U.S. Open since he had the return hurt all around the world against Federer, 2011. No, he's done that quite a few times, to be honest. But I just wanted to say that painted the line, a line painter from Novak. He murmured something afterwards. I'm sure in whatever of the 10 languages he's able to speak, he said, "Is that what it takes to finish a point against this guy right now?" He absolutely went for broke there, Novak. Serve, kick serve, back in return goes out from Jera. 30 love. I do like what I'm seeing from Jera in this match so far, though. What round will Paolini play Osaka if they win their matches? I believe that's 4th round. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure that's 4th round. Nearly positive. I was looking at that the other day. Backhand down the line, and that's an exquisite shot from Novak. It's ridiculous. Yeah, 4th round. Osaka's got Muhova and then maybe Potapova. Then if she beats those players, then she could have Paolini. Or Putintseva or Pliskova, but probably Paolini. That was a ridiculous backhand from Novak. 40 love. We're already 54 minutes into this contest. 54 minutes, we could be at 5-4. Backhand slice the forehand of Novak. Forehand cross score from Jera is very good, 40-15. Jera is not winning enough of the first points of Djokovic's service game. He's doing really well in the latter stages of the Novak service games, but Novak is finding early rhythm in his service games, and that's not really how Jera wants to play this. Jera needs to take his chances early on in the service games too, and that could be a mental thing. Not being able to be confident enough to take chances could be nerves and the lack of nerve management. Forehand of Jera is a bit of an awkward shot, drop shot. Jera, it's the tape. It was a very awkward point, and the rhythm was all out of whack, and Jera's shot hits the net and goes wide. Forehand of Berrettini, back in volley now, back into Fritz is a lob. Oh, weird smash. Fritz is there. Oh, what a shot from Taylor. He's more of a skilled athlete than people give him credit for, and what a recovery there in that rally. Love 15. Love watching Taylor play. Love watching Taylor play. By the way, everybody just joining in to either stream, we are doing a double header. I'm doing 2 matches at once. Djokovic versus Jera, Fritz versus Berrettini. At some points, I'm going to mess up my play-by-play, and it's going to be Fritz versus Djokovic, but that's okay. Why not? It's a late night on Arthur Ashe and Louis Armstrong Stadium. No, it's a doubleheader. Always fun. Appreciate everybody joining into this chaos. Nearly 3 a.m. local time. Hell yeah. Adam Savage. Savage. I wish I could say that. It's only 9:59. I'm an hour ahead of you. 4 a.m. Jeez. Next guy's going to say it's 5 a.m. Haven't slept yet. Next person's going to be like 6 a.m. Haven't slept. I'm pulling an all-nighter. Just saw Zverev is second in the live rankings. Is that right? Oh shoot. That's so crazy with Alcaraz and Djokovic also there. Like these guys just played the Wimbledon Olympic finals. That's a wild thing. How is Zverev ahead of Alcaraz? That seems insane. Honestly. Djokovic makes sense because without the US Open, you kind of reason that in your head without the US Open. But what Zverev hasn't even won anything. Zverev literally hasn't won anything. He won Rome. He got to the French Open final. And he's been consistent, like semifinal Australian Open, some other stuff. But he hasn't won anything this year. I don't think he's won a single title outside of Rome this year. So, I don't know. It's a bit He's not the second best player in the world. Let's just put it that way. Rankings are what the rankings are, though. No one can climb ahead of Sinner at the U.S. Open. Not even close. If, yeah, nobody can. If Zverev wins the U.S. Open, he'll be like 600 points behind Sinner. That's the closest that anybody can get. Backhand of Novak to the backhand of Gera. Backhand of Novak. Going backhand to backhand. Gera's game is very similar to Novak's, in my opinion. Or pretty similar. Forehand cross court, the forehand of Novak. Backhand slice of Gera. Back cross court, the backhand of Novak. What a rally. These are great rallies. That's in the net. Love 15. It feels like one of those sets that Novak is almost destined to win. But you never know. I mean, crazier things have happened. That's a hell of a forehand from Berrettini. That's why he's in these stages and playing at these Grand Slam tournaments, because he can hit shots like that. That was a Grand Slam in itself. That was a Grand Slam of a forehand. Forehand inside out to the backhand Novak. Backhand of Gera is out again. Love 30. This is the real first real chance for Djokovic. Forehand slice of Berrettini. The drop shot. Berrettini there. Volley from Fritz. That one's back to deuce, but it's Djokovic-Gera which gets the eyes for the moment, because listen, that's a love 30 moment right here. Gera's had chances all throughout the set. It's Djokovic's time. This is classic Novak. Pouncing when it actually matters. Didn't mean to say it quite like that, but when it matters the most. That sounded shady, but when it actually matters. That's in the net. This is a poor game from Gera. It's a poor game from Gera when it mattered the most. Love 40. Djokovic stepping up to the plate in a big way. We're doing a doubleheader. Berrettini versus Fritz, Djokovic versus Gera. I'm going to be here till the last point of whichever one of these matches ends last. Hell yeah. Love 40, three set points. Backhand Djokovic, the backhand Berrettini, backhand Djokovic. Forehand to Berrettini, down the line, backhand Novak, the backhand of Berrettini, backhand Djokovic. Oh, what am I saying? Berrettini. I meant Gera. I said I was going to mess up the play-by-play. It happened on the most important point in the set, which was unfortunate. But anyway, Gera hits the backhand long. Wasn't thinking about what I was saying. Gera hits the backhand long, and it's Djokovic who gets the first set 6-4. 6-4 for Novak Djokovic, a reverse scoreline of last year's first set. Gera was really good. Gera played really, really well throughout that set. His forehand was on fire. He hit some really great shots. He was really good on defense as well, and was kind of a wall behind the court. Just Djokovic unable to escape a lot of rallies like that. They played so many long rallies. I wonder how many like individual shots they played throughout that set, but it was a lot. It was a lot. So, yeah. Do you have two laptops or do you watch one on the TV? Yeah, Sean. So I have my laptop and I've got a double monitor PC. So I've got one tab StreamYard and other stuff I want to look up for tennis. And on my laptop, I've got Berrettini Fritz, and on my other monitor, I've got Djokovic versus Gera. So we got the whole thing set up. We got the whole thing set up. Well, I think it will be just the first set Gera. Well, I think it'll just be the first set. Gera will get tired too. Djokovic looks subdued. Djokovic takes the first set. I hope he gets through the sets faster, but we'll see. Yeah, he'll want that for his tournament, Novak. I mean, we saw at the Australian Open, Novak played a lot of longer matches, and then he was pretty tired as the tournament progressed, as it happens. You don't want to play a lot of matches early on in a Grand Slam tournament. I mean, I tell you what, even when Novak played the longest Grand Slam final in history to beat Rafa, and he also had that epic against Andy in the semis, he had like the first 3 or 4 matches of that Australian Open. He won with like losing like 2 or 3 games every single match. Like early on in Grand Slam tournament, you don't want to be playing a lot. So that's what I gotta say. Great vision, mate. Djokovic getting massaged all over. Yeah, he is. Yeah, so Djokovic is getting the thing. Sean Anthony asked if we could join the chat in that Djokovic match. Yeah, that would be the preferred thing. For people in the chat joining into Djokovic era. That way I can see you guys in the chat, and I appreciate that, Jared. Not a big deal either way. We do have the 2 streams going. But that would be, yeah, that would be the best thing. 15 love for Fritz here at 3-4. Serve down the tee is very good from Fritz. 30 love. I said earlier the match is going to be very serve-oriented from Fritz Berrettini. Actually, there's a little bit of a break here in the Djokovic match. I'll be back in 1 moment. I'll be back in exactly 1 minute, or maybe even a little bit less. I'll be back in a second. All right, starting off the second set with love 15. Sorry, I got muted there for a second. Love 15 here. Serve from Novak out wide is an ace. 15 all. 4-4 in the Berrettini versus Fritz match. Very interesting moments, in my opinion, in both matches. See if Jared can keep up this level on his court. And then, obviously, Berrettini-Fritz, it's a tight moment here. I reckon Berrettini wins the second set. I say Berrettini wins the second set. He's been playing great. Back into Fritz, the backhand slice of Matteo. Back into Fritz, down the line, forehand squash of Matteo. Forehand to Fritz. Forehand to Matteo, much flatter, but that goes out. Love 15. But it is Fritz with a maybe a chance here, or half a chance with the first point. We'll see. 15-30, Djokovic with some clear negative body language and frustration. It's a 15-30. Even though it was a 6-4 set that Djokovic won, that was a long and physical first set. And the best example of it was Novak putting his hands up in the air after he won like a 20-shot rally, which shows that it was taking some toll on Novak. Like, he was getting annoyed. That's what it took to get Jer out of a rally. 15-30. Fritz misses a backhand return. Jared gets a forehand return. No, Jared misses a forehand return. 30 all. Don't forget to leave a like, by the way, if you are enjoying, because it does help out the channel. And don't forget to subscribe as well if you haven't already to QualityShot. It was one of today's great matches alongside Musetti's match and Ruud Monfils. Yeah, Musetti was insane. And yeah, Rublev was great too, the little bit I saw of it. Didn't really see the full comeback. I saw the end of the second and third sets. How's it going, Max? Hello, hello, hello. It's my favorite. Who's my favorite tennis player? My favorite tennis player is Jannik Sinner. I also really enjoy Casper Ruud. And Gael Monfils, Stan Wawrinka, all those guys are legends. Diego Schwartzman. Love him as well, even though he's retiring. And back in the day was Federer. I also really enjoy Sampras. On the women's side, I loved Sellis. I love watching Sellis. Love watching Aggie Radwanska, Venus Williams. Some of the players I enjoy the most. Sabatini. A few of the players I really enjoy. Conchita Martinez. Forehand in the net from Jera. It's advantage to Djokovic. So many long games in the Djokovic-Jera match. Advantage to Djokovic. Serve is a let. It's a game point for game point on both courts. Djokovic trying to maintain his lead. Berrettini trying to even out the match. Second serve from Berrettini. It's a let on Djokovic's court now. Backhand of Fritz to the backhand slice of Novak. Then to the backhand slice of Matteo, not Novak, Berrettini. Forehand of Berrettini. Forehand of Fritz. Backhand of Fritz. That's in the net. Deuce. Deuce on both courts. Deuce number 2. I'd love to see Jera win this game. Let's go, Jera. I want to see Jera pick it up and win this game. Let me know as well, by the way. Let me know, Jay Vito, who's your favorite player as well. It's a serve from Djokovic here, coming. Serve from Djokovic is in the net. Second serve. The forehand of Jera, forehand of Djokovic, the backhand slice of Jera. That's right on the baseline somehow. Backhand of Novak. Backhand of Jera, slice, the backhand of Djokovic. Backhand of Jera to the forehand of Djokovic, forehand of Jera. Forehand Djokovic, that's in the net. Djokovic really sliding on his right knee. Advantage of Jera, forehand volley put away from Fritz, gets it back to Deuce. Here we go. Get some energy in the building. It's Deuce. Some great rallies in the Berrettini-Fritz match as well. Djokovic sliding all over the place. A backhand return set up a great volley for Fritz. He's using his full range. Fritz is a hard worker more than anything else. Is Golba still playing? Golba's retired. No, yeah, Golba's retired. Unfortunately, earlier this year. Golbas is the GOAT. In an alternate universe that doesn't exist. All right, so great. That break point here for Jera. Huge forehand returns from Fritz. That's a big serve from Djokovic. Gets back to Deuce. Djokovic just finds ways to win. It's almost unbelievable. The fact that he can always step up when he needs to. It's the mark of a GOAT. I mean, more than a forehand or a backhand or anything else. Really, the biggest talent you can have in tennis is stepping up when it matters the most. Clutch. And sometimes you have to keep doing that over and over again over the span of 5 hours. And the fact that Novak is the master of 5-set, 5-hour matches, which are the hardest physical, mental task in our sport, especially playing guys like Rafa and Roger, he earned his mark as the GOAT. It's unbelievable what he's been able to do, whether you like the guy or not. Backhand of Djokovic, the forehand of Jera. It's right back to Novak. What is he doing? Backhand of Jera down the line. Forehand of Djokovic. Djokovic got another life there, but it's in the net, so it doesn't matter. He got another life, then he just tossed it away. Djokovic's like, I don't need that one. Whatever. I'll save the break point with an ace. I don't need your new like another life. I'll just save this next break point. We'll see if he's able to. I don't know why Jera hit that right back to Novak. He hit it. He had a winner there, cross court. But you know what? Maybe it's almost strategic. He wants these rallies to be long. He wants Djokovic to suffer physically. Do you see Medvedev's serve return around the net? I don't think anyone else does that shot. They do that recently? Like, they do that this US Open? I saw the one against Dan Evans. I didn't see that. If it wasn't the one against Evans. The one against Evans I've seen. And that's insane. I still think that's one of the greatest shots of all time. Unbelievable. Yeah, he really is the only guy I see do that shot. Serve and volley from Djokovic. It's in the net. We haven't had a rally over one shot on the break points of Gera. He just hasn't made Djokovic play at all. Very poor from Gera when it matters the most. And that's a story that just writes itself against Novak. The only way I can see that becoming a positive is if Gera quickly learns that he needs to do way better on these break points. You know, he's got those nerves out. He's missed the first return every time. He's got to stop doing that. Djokovic has some really weird movements, which we can see him do now and again. We need a name for that. We need a term for when Djokovic starts having an exorcism on the court. And starts like moving really weirdly, because he does that every now and again, like what he did against Del Potro back in the day in Shanghai. Forehand of Novak, the forehand of Gera, backhand of Novak to the forehand of Gera, backhand Novak. Oh, no way! That's a ridiculous shot. Was Novak okay though? Novak kind of moved weirdly after that shot. That was a ridiculous shot. There's not even going to be a replay. It annoys the hell out of me every time. There's not a okay. Here we go. Here's the replay. It's not even the best replay. Novak had an absolutely ridiculous open stance slide. The guy, he looked really like weak afterwards, but that was a ridiculous shot. Hope he's okay. Serve from Fritz down the tee. Forehand drop shot. Backhand slice of Berrettini. Backhand of Fritz. Smash put away from Berrettini. 3 points away from the second set. Is the hammer, the Italian hammer. It's a game point for Djokovic. Keep an eye on both courts. It was the other day. That's crazy, Sean, for real. I like watching Medvedev because of his very unorthodox style. Yeah, the guy is crazy talented. To play the way that he does, I think he's one of the most talented players that's ever stepped on a tennis court. It's unbelievable the way he can hit some of the shots that he can, playing the way that he does. It's really unbelievable. Gera misses a back and return out. It really was those couple missed returns that you'll remember, though, more than anything else. Never count Novak Djokovic out of a match. This guy has a million gears to go to. He's got 9 lives and more than that. And if you don't put him away, if you don't get a lead when you have so many chances, that's only going to smell trouble for you. And if Gera keeps doing that, he's going to reap the benefits. Fritz with a great serve down the tee, gets the 40-15. That's why he's one of the best servers in the world. One of the best servers in the world. 1-0 in the second set for Novak. Let's see how Gera plays here. Serve down the tee, backhand of Berrettini. That goes out. Too good from Fritz on the serve. Medi really is up there in terms of talent for passing shots and stuff. Exactly, his passing shots are unreal. Yeah, I agree with you. I think Medvedev is like this current generation's Andy Murray, man. Andy Murray is on another level from Medvedev, but Medvedev is like, I don't know. He keeps losing in finals to guys who are just on another level from him. And Murray, I feel like Medvedev, I don't know. They kind of remind me of each other. Very creative, very smart players. And I don't know. They're both extremely, unbelievably talented, even though they're not really the flashiest players in general. Medvedev has one of the best passing shots, maybe ever. Murray has one of the best lobs ever. There's some comparisons there. Last guy Murray ever played in the final was Medvedev. Lob. Smash from Fritz. Oh, no way. Hit in the net. That's ridiculous. Taylor Fritz is going to be upset about that. It's 15 love for Berrettini. He can only laugh it off. You don't see that very often. American crowd cheering Taylor on as he laughs about it. That was as easy as smash as you'll see. What a shot from Novak with some great depth out of nowhere. Forehand cross court. Yeah, Fritz just had to laugh about it immediately. 15-30 for Djokovic. I wonder if Medvedev's opponents have any idea where his shots are going. Oh, absolutely not. Medvedev is a step ahead of the curve, I think. Sean, if you know what time in the match he hit that passing shot, that would be great. And maybe I could look into it. Or I'll look at his highlights the other day. Maybe they're in that. But I want to see that. Maybe I could find out like Twitter or something too. Like a replay of it. Hitting around the net return to serve is absolutely ridiculous, though. He is quite literally the only guy who can even attempt that shot, and from where he stands in the court, and he's the only guy who can hit it. Which is kind of, both those things feed into each other. The only reason he even attempts is because he's able to do it, but serve in the middle of the net from Gera, second serve coming. As Berrettini hits his second double fault of the match. Backhand of Novak, the forehand of Gera. That hits the tape and goes wide. 30-40, it's a break point for Djokovic. It might be a make-or-break moment for his compatriot on the other side. Is Djokovic too big of a mental hurdle for Gera to get through? And does it make it harder the fact that he's been pretty close to beating Novak on 2 occasions, or at least he's been Novak's been on a big upset alert on 2 occasions. Third set tiebreaker in Serbian Open a few years ago in 2022, and last year US Open he was up 2 sets to love on Novak. Now the fact that he couldn't get those 2 done, does that make it only harder? It could. Forehand inside out. Novak's there. Smash. Put away. Novak unsure why he can find some better shots there on the break point. Yelling at his box because he knows that's not going to be good enough against Alcaraz. Against Alcaraz, he might only get that one chance. Not sure exactly what he wanted to do better there. It's pretty much a perfect point from Gera, but that's the GOAT for you. And it's advantage to Gera now as the GOAT hits the backhand into the net. 40-30 for Berrettini. High level in that one on Louis Armstrong. Advantage to Laszlo Gera. Meadows around the net return. Okay, sweet. Gera, I'll look into that. Actually, hold up. I can watch that right now. (1-1) in the Djokovic-Gera match. A great hold from Laszlo Gera after being down to break point. Clutch save. Took a lot of time before that break point. That was very necessary. Fritz misses that, so it's 6-5 for Berrettini. Let's go. We're getting to the exciting moment. Gera keeping it exciting in the Novak-Djokovic match. I saw it, Sean. Always a joy. I love it. I'm going to watch that right now. I'm going to look at the link that you sent, Gera. Hell yeah. Forehand of Gera. Goes long. We're currently sitting at 11 likes on the Djokovic versus Gera stream. If we could get to 25 by the end of the stream, that'd be awesome. Obviously, the likes on the Fritz stream as well would be sweet. But, yeah. All right, let me look at the around the net thing. 6 double fault for Djokovic. Gera hasn't even hit 1. Wow. That's insane. That was a bullet. That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. That's really unbelievable. I don't know if it's quite as good as the Evans one, but if it's not, it's just a smidge worse. Like, both of those shots are absolutely out of this freaking world. I feel like this one was a little bit more to him than the Evans one, but both are absolutely just beyond comprehension. Yeah, he was definitely in more of a position to hit this one. Evans, he had to get himself into position way more, but That's unbelievable. One of the shots of the year, in my opinion, to be honest. Forehand of Jera. The backhand of Djokovic, keeping these rallies long, Jera. The backhand slice of Jera. Listen, I don't care if this is 3 sets. If every point is this long, this is not going to be good for Novak. Because it's going to end up being like 3.5 hours long, this match. For backhand of Jera. Forehand of Jera now, cross score. The forehand of Djokovic, that misses out. 30-all. Laslo Jera doing a great job of being an absolute nightmare for Djokovic. How much profit did you make with tennis bets? I don't use tennis bets. I don't use that site. I don't know what you're referring to. Grandstands being dried. Hopefully you'll have Ruud Monfils back on court shortly. Awesome. I'll keep an eye on that one too. Go. I personally don't bet. Not sure how many on here may do. Yeah, I don't think we have a lot of people here using betting sites, honestly. Not a lot of the regulars anyway, that I can think of. We do have some people coming in here saying that they bet, but not a lot of the regulars on here do. Forehand, inside out, back into Jera, cross court, back into Djokovic, back into Jera, into the backhand of Novak, 30-all. It's a big point. Forehand of Jera, cross court to the forehand of Novak. Forehand slice of Jera is a good one. Forehand of Djokovic goes back to the forehand of Jera. It's huge. Forehand down the line. Backhand Jera's there at the slice. This guy's a defensive nightmare for Djokovic. Backhand slice again. What is this guy made out of? Backhand slice. This guy doesn't get tired. This is a robot versus robot contest. You know, I knew AI was advancing, but... All right, 40-30 for Djokovic. 6-6 in the Berrettini Fritz match. Give me your predictions in the chat. It can be on either stream, but like we're saying, most of the people are in the Djokovic Jera stream, so you can chat on the Djokovic Jera stream. What do you think is going to be the score in the Berrettini Fritz tiebreaker? Who's going to win? I'm going to say that Berrettini is going to win 7-3 is my prediction. Not a good start to my prediction as Fritz gets the first mini break with the forehand winner. Forehand of Jera at the forehand of Djokovic. Oh, wow. You don't see that very often at all. That's in the net. Novak not even close to his best in this tournament yet. Does it put you out of a rhythm when you lose before the final of every single hardcore tournament that you play and your name is Novak Djokovic? Like every single hardcore tournament that he's played this entire year, he lost before the semifinals. Before the final, I should say. He hasn't won a single hardcore title this year, Djokovic. And losing in the semifinals of Australia to Sinner, like, does that put some kind of mental effect on you? Kind of break your, like, unstopping rhythm for, like, 12 years, Novak, where he's just been dominating on hard courts. Does that kind of change things a little bit? He's still moving a bit weirdly, Novak, but he gets to advantage. Forehand of Fritz, cross court to the forehand of Berrettini, forehand of Fritz. Forehand of Berrettini, that goes out, 3-0 for Fritz. Fritz really proving my prediction wrong. No, I mean bets on tennis. It's not a site I like to bet on tennis. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I thought that was a site. Yeah, fair enough. I don't place bets very often. Or I just don't really bet. I placed a bet $5 against Djokovic once. Discovered I had $5 in my account. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the best way to go, but Djokovic is not going to lose very often. But if he does and you bet it, then obviously that's the best one to do. Backhand slice, backhand of Jera. Oh, it's so good. Deuce. Jera is an absolute nightmare in these service games for Djokovic, or in these return games. Tiebreaker records for Berrettini and Fritz, by the way, this year. 14-5 for Berrettini, 16-10 for Taylor Fritz. So both of them have good records. Berrettini's is unbelievable, but he's down 0-4. So 14-5 is incredible. Wow, Berrettini doesn't even really try on that. I don't know what that was. 5-0 for Taylor Fritz, and he's got 2 serves here. This is going to be a big old tiebreaker. He's blitzing him in the tiebreaker. Meanwhile, Djokovic is playing basically outside of a top 5 or top 10 level. He's not playing like himself at all. It's advantage to Jera. If Jera could just convert one of these break points, suddenly this match looks a whole different way. The match has already been like 4 hours long. We're at 1-1 in the second set. We cannot be having two different situations to a lead. Novak is, turtle, like, going as slow as possible to a deficit. 6-0 for Taylor Fritz. Let's go. USA. Taylor Fritz. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Berrettini's not going to be happy about it. Oh, wow. That does go out. Jera finally gets a return in play, and Djokovic. Okay, now it gets interesting. And now we have a different light on this match a little bit. 2-1 for Laslo Djere. That was kind of coming. Djere kept creating chances, and Djokovic was just not playing his best at all. That's quite a few times now that Djere has climbed back from a 40-love or 40-15 deficit in a Djokovic service game. Djokovic looking really stressed out there, which I think is to do with his weird movements on the court. Listen, it's both matches have lasted about an hour and a half, but they've only played 3 games in the second set of Djere Djokovic, and we're almost done with the second set tiebreaker in the Fritz Berrettini match. Fritz Berrettini going much quicker. Kick serve, the backhand of Fritz, backhand slice of Berrettini, hits the tape, goes over, forehand of Fritz. Backhand Berrettini is a lob way up high, one-handed lob. Smash, Fritz put away. Doesn't make a mistake on that one. Probably had the worst overhead of his career earlier, but doesn't make a mistake there. 2-0 for Taylor Fritz over one of the toughest unseeded opponents that he could possibly play. 6-3, 7-6 for the American former Indian Wells champion. Break. I love Laslo Djere. Hell yeah. Love it. Love it. I'm glad I get to watch this one. I wasn't able to watch 2023 version of this match at all because I was at Dragon Con, a local convention here for like different media and stuff, kind of like Comic-Con, but in Atlanta. So I was over at the convention. I wasn't able to watch this, so I'm glad I'm able to catch this. And listen, it could be interesting. Listen, going up 2-0 is on Novak is always you're putting yourself in the grave. Let's just put it that way. You're putting yourself in the grave. We've seen that before. But if Djokovic wins the first set and you win the second set, hey, suddenly that maybe it's not as crazy to try to beat Novak in that kind of position. Maybe it's not quite as crazy. You know, Lorenzo Musetti got his revenge in some ways after losing a 2-0 deficit on Djokovic. He beat him in Monte Carlo. Sinner got his revenge quite a few times on Djokovic after not converting the deficit that he had at Wimbledon. Tsitsipas is Tsitsipas. Who knows? Maybe Djere could... Tsitsipas has not been able to do it because he's Tsitsipas. Djere, you never know. And by the way, great sign for Djere. He is racing to a lead in this game. Is it crazy to say if Djokovic doesn't lift his level? I feel like this is a very, 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 very major upset alert. That said, that's a huge if. The fact that if Djokovic does not raise his level. Like, I'm saying significantly raise his level. He will, because it's Djokovic. But that's the kind of if that I'm putting on it. Like, that's the kind of hypothetical I'm putting on it. If Novak doesn't raise his level, then I think... Because I don't even feel like I'm watching, like, a guy who's particularly, like, that, like, top 5 or top 10 in the world, this current Djokovic. He's not playing even close to his best. Djere could have already broken in the first set, but he's just not been doing well on the breakpoint conversions. It's not been a good match from Novak at all. Great serve from Djere, gets a 3-1. Good hold. Djokovic will need to raise his level, in my opinion. Which I know he will. I'm waiting for Casper to be back on court. Let's go. I want to see Casper Monfils. Y'all know I love Casper. That guy's talented, too. Djokovic looks flat. He does look flat. Hello. It's a strong opener there. Hello. How are you doing? Hopefully you're doing good. Appreciate you joining in. Everybody joining in. Let me know who you're rooting for, all that stuff. It's 3-1. Love 15 for Jera now. As Djokovic serving on the ad side. First serve in the net. Second serve. Serve from Novak. The backhand of Jera, backhand Djokovic. That goes out. 15-all. Hour and 34 minutes played in the match so far. Everybody just joining in. We're doing a doubleheader. That's what's up. Doubleheader. I don't know if other people on YouTube are doing doubleheader because I haven't checked, but we are doing doubleheader. Which is always fun. And we have two very different situations going on as Jera is trying to tie it up at a set apiece. Berrettini is down 2-love already. Let me know in the chat. What's your... Okay, let me know in the chat. We're getting towards the end of... towards the tail... Like, the end-ish of the season. Let me know. What's your favorite match of 2024 so far on the men's side? I have asked that question before, but let me know. What's your favorite match on the men's side so far? Let me know. We have not resumed the third set so far, but my favorite personal match on the men's side so far, I'm gonna say one that some people, like a lot of people, probably won't say. Medvedev versus Hurkacz in the Australian Open quarterfinals was absolutely amazing. That match banged. Like that one was crazy. Medvedev starting off the match against Hurkacz's absolutely giant serve and stepping up to the baseline and playing from the baseline to return his serves, and it's working. He wins the first set. Then in the fifth set, net rushing, and some of the shots and points that they had. Two guys that are actually very, very talented guys, but don't usually get the credit for it, playing in a very different way from how they both usually play. The kind of ebbs and flows of the way that they were playing and the strategy behind how they were playing. Super good match. Sinner Medvedev AO final. Dude, that was really good too. I was going crazy at like 6 a.m. Unbelievable how much at ease Sinner was able to turn that match. And Medvedev, amazing level for the first 2 sets. He just ran out of gas. That makes the match not quite as high for me. The fact that Medvedev kind of ran out of gas towards the end, but still, it was impressive in both ways. How well Medvedev was playing the first 2 sets, the last 3 sets, Sinner's composure to come back was unbelievable. Yeah, it was definitely awesome. And yeah, the Olympics final was amazing too. I know people are going to say the Olympics final. The Olympics final was also great. Definitely also great. Rublev versus Sabath Wielch at the AO. Hell yeah. That one was really good too, yeah. Rublev, I mean, he played Sabath Wielch here as well. Not quite as tight as that one was. WTA have had some bangers as well. Osaka versus Iga at French Open. Sabalenka versus Swiatek in Madrid. Just to name a couple. United Cup, who was it? It was Kerber versus somebody who was also kind of coming back. I can't remember who it was. They played like a third set tiebreaker. I don't know why I'm forgetting who that was against. Oh yeah, Kerber versus Tomljanovic. That one was insane as well. That was a really crazy match. Forehand in the net. I believe that's what it was. Pretty sure. Yeah, Kerber and Tomljanovic. Really good as well. If only that Olympics final went to a third set, that could have been like by far the greatest like 3-set match ever. I think it would have surpassed Cincinnati. It was still amazing for what it was. Djokovic and Alcaraz is just a guaranteed, just absolute like slapper of a match. Amazing. Forehand of Fritz, the backhand to the forehand of Berrettini, sliced. That's in the net. 40 love. Serve from Jera. Love the positive body language for Jera. 40-15. It's got to keep it going. Fritz has won, by the way, 16 of the last 20 points. Let me know, Jess, who you're rooting for in this one. Looks like Grandstand is almost ready to play again. Hell yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Some big courts in action. Serve into the backhand of Djokovic. Backhand of Jera. Cross court, backhand Djokovic, the 360. What happened there? Forehand of Jera into the open court. 4-2. Tennis. And these are two good matches going on at the same time. 1-0 for Fritz, as he's won the first 4 points of the set. Did you guys see Jannik Sinner win the first 13 points of his set the other day? That's crazy. Against a guy as good as Mackenzie McDonald. If anybody's going to win a golden set, it's going to be Jannik Sinner. If anybody is ever going to win a golden set again, which is where you win every point of a set, it's going to be Sinner. Sinner also won the first 12 points against Thanasi Kokkinakis in Rome last year. So if anybody's going to win a golden set again, it's going to be Sinner. And it's going to be awesome if that happens. But it's not going to – the fact that he was able to win the first 13 points of a set against somebody as good as Mackenzie McDonald is insane. Also against Kokkinakis, because he's really good too. Glad to see Kokkinakis having success in this tournament. What is going on with Novak's serve? He is completely out of whack and rhythm. He is missing all of his serves. It's love 15. I mean, it's kind of obvious that Novak is going to regroup and find a much better level again in this match, but crazy backhand winner from Fritz, by the way. Best of the match so far. Sweet backhand from Taylor Fritz. 4th backhand winner of the match. He's winning the backhand to backhand. That's part of the reason he's in this position. 2 consecutive doubles for Novak. This is really unusual for Djokovic. I wasn't even going to mention it, but Djokovic on the 3-2 game point, he like basically didn't even try for the ball. Now he hits 2 consecutive doubles. That might be the worst 3 consecutive points Novak has ever played. Novak looks completely out of sorts. I don't know what's going on. Really worrisome. Novak is just doing the, Novak is doing the Novak thing. Make every single Novak fan worried and just person worried that like saying, oh, Novak's going to lose. And then he finds a way to play his best level again later in the match. And also just a classic thing of giving up sets early in slams. But I think that's what we're about to see. Forehand goes out from Jerry. He needs to make that, though. 15-30. Fritz has won the first 6 points of the set against Berrettini. Forehand of Fritz kills it. Forehand of Berrettini. The backhand of Fritz. That's in the net. Berrettini wins his first point of the set. It's 15-30. 15-30 on both courts. 2 completely and utterly different situations. Serve from Novak coming. Big point. Serve down the tee. Forehand of Djokovic. That hits the tape and goes out. It's 15-40. 2-4. 15-40. 2 break points for Jera to potentially get to a 5-2 lead. Up a double break. Forehand of Berrettini. Backhand volley now. Forehand of Fritz. Oh, what a passing shot. That's mainline from the American. He gives an apology. Don't apologize for that. Don't apologize for that. Fritz is an underrated athlete, man. For one of the best servers in the world, this guy has improved his movement to a huge degree. Forehand of Novak to the backhand of Jera. That goes well wide. 30-40. One more chance for Jera to get a double break lead over the Serbian champion. Serve from Berrettini. That's a great shot out wide. 30-40. Here we go. I feel like the play-by-place, we're getting fired up. This is when the stream gets good. Hopefully. I don't know. Back cross court. Backhand slice of Jera. Backhand of Djokovic. Slice down the line. Forehand of Jera. Oh, he's trying to pull off a Nadal. He's trying to pull off a Rafa. But it's in the net. It's deuce. Novak saves 2 break points. Could Novak somehow win this game? Umpires on court at grandstand. Okay, thanks for the update, Jera. I'll have to put that tab up as well. I have so many tabs open. It's actually insane. Jeez. I got to fix this. I got to fix my life. Forehand of Djokovic. Backhand lob. That's going to be good. Oh, no, it's just long. That must have been out by like a millimeter. That wasn't out by a lot. Yeah, it was very close, right? The way the crowd reacted. Yeah, it was out by like 3 millimeters. Not a lot. All right, cool. Yeah, Monfils and Ruud are going to be back soon. All right, it's a game for Djokovic, and the crowd cheers. They like the fight from Novak. They like the fight from Novak. It's a break for Fritz, by the way. He's at 2-0 at 15 love. Average service game duration, the Berrettini Fritz match. Berrettini I was gonna say 4 hours. That would 4 minutes 6 seconds. Fritz in a minute and 42 seconds. Minute 42. 142. So that's a huge difference. Like like 2.5 minute difference there in service game duration. Fritz well with the lead in the Berrettini match. What an impressive performance from Taylor. I mean, listen, if Taylor keeps up this level, he's somebody to watch at this tournament for real. He likes these conditions way more than Cincinnati. He always says Cincinnati plays a little bit too bouncy. It's a little bit too windy, too quick. U.S. Open might be a little bit more of speed. Really good level from Fritz here. 30 love. I'd watch out for Taylor. He doesn't have a whole lot of pressure on him right now. Not a whole lot of people expecting a whole lot, which might be in his favor. At least that's how I see it. So, we'll see. What's his draw again? What is Fritz's draw? Where is he in the draw? Well, he's not in Djokovic's quarter, which is great. He's got a great draw. He's in Kaspar's quarter. And he's got Zverev on the other side, who he just beat at Wimbledon. The draw is almost exactly the same as Wimbledon. And then you'd have Djokovic in the semifinals. Who, I mean, you'd have to play Djokovic eventually anyway. Probably, if Djokovic gets through this. Djokovic could have Popyrin in the next round as well. That's not going to be easy necessarily either. Popyrin gave him quite the challenge in Australia, and he just won a Masters tournament. Backhand goes out from Jera. So it's left 15. Popyrin played amazing to win that too. 3-0 for Taylor Fritz. This guy is killing it. Just to be up 2 sets love and 3-0 on a Berrettini who's playing well. Like, pretty well. Like, that says a lot about your level and where you're at. Shout out to Taylor Fritz. This guy's got a good head on his shoulders. Forehand of Djokovic, the backhand of Berrettini, forehand of Novak. Going forehand of forehand, so forehand down the line. Backhand of Jera, backhand of Djokovic, backhand of Jera, another long rally, backhand slice. Forehand of Jera, the backhand of Djokovic. Backhand of Djokovic slice, the backhand of Jera. Every shot point is going to last at least 12 shots, almost no matter what you do. Backhand of Djokovic, the forehand of Gera. That goes out. Love 30. It's love 30, though. Can Djokovic break through these Gera walls? The great walls of Laszlo Gera. On August 28th of 2024 at US Open. Gera is just a wall today. And he's a wall that can hit back, which is always the worst kind of wall. That's a Daniel Medvedev type of wall. It's the first serve for Gera. This is a crucial moment in this match. It looked like all in the world we were going to have a split set situation. It looked all in the world like we were going to go split sets, but serve from Gera, the backhand of Novak. Forehand of Gera, the backhand of Djokovic, backhand of Gera. Forehand of Novak, backhand of Gera. Forehand of Novak way up high. The forehand of Gera hits over it on top of it. Forehand of Gera to the backhand of Djokovic. These rallies are so long. This is brutal. Neither guy coming in net. Forehand squash shot after Gera has an injection of pace here off the forehand. That goes cross court. And Gera's doing it on purpose. He's actually hitting back to Novak on purpose to extend these rallies. Because he had a easy winner there. I'm nearly sure of it. I'm nearly sure that Gera saw that he had an easy winner, but he's like, you know what? I have faith in my forehand. I'm going to hit right back to Novak just to extend the rally. And then I'm going to finish it off anyway. That's some good confidence from Gera. If that is what's going on at all. Berrettini barely winning points at this point. Forehand of Djokovic. The backhand of Gera. Backhand of Gera. The backhand of Djokovic cross court. Backhand of Gera. Cross court slice. The backhand Djokovic cross court. Going backhand to backhand. Backhand cross of Djokovic down the middle. Backhand draw shots in the net. 30 all. It's a huge moment coming up now. At 30 all. It's already been some big moments, to be fair. 30, love 30 for Fritz. Berrettini really barely winning points in this third set. Big serve down the tee, though, changes things up a little bit. I kind of want to know exactly what the point differential, how many points has Berrettini won? It's not a lot. I'm going to check. Let's see. Backhand slice of Gera, big point. The backhand of Djokovic, which is slice, and the forehand of Gera, forehand of Novak. Down the line, the backhand of Gera. It's in the net. It's a break point coming for I was going to say the Serbian. For Djokovic. I was going to say the Serbian. Which doesn't make any sense. Yeah, so before that ace, Berrettini had just won 2 points this whole set. Berrettini's won 3 out of 18 points in this set. That's insane. Berrettini has won 3 out of 18 points in the set. He's being crushed, and that's how well Fritz is playing, by the way. Monfils and Ruud are back on court, by the way. Ruud Monfils walk on finally. Oh, yeah, hell yeah. Might go back to bed, lol, nearly 4 a.m. Adam, no, Casper is back on court in a few. There you go, stay on. We're getting good matches on. I appreciate everybody hanging out with me with these streams. Backhand of Novak, the forehand of Gera. Forehand of Novak, big to the backhand of Gera. Backhand of Djokovic. Backhand of Gera. Backhand of Djokovic down the line. Forehand of Gera. Forehand of Novak. That goes out. I just have the feeling we're in for a long night. We are in for a long night. Why not, though? That does mean I might have to stay up till like 3 a.m. though, so I don't know how I feel about that. I'm still deciding. How long has the match been, actually? An hour and 52 minutes. That's outrageously long for 4-3 in the second set. Especially because it was 6-4 first set. Backhand of Novak down the line, the forehand of Gera. Backhand slice of Djokovic, the forehand of Gera. Inside out. Backhand slice. This is a great shot from Gera. Backhand slice back at him. Backhand slice goes wide from Gera. So here's the deal. We have completed 17 games in this match. We have played for 113 minutes. So I'm just going to do math real quick. So I guess 113 divided by 17. So per game, we've been playing about 6.5 minutes per every game in this match so far. And we're basically through like almost 2 sets. That's insane. Forehand cross court, the forehand of Gera is huge. Advantage to Laszlo Gera. Come on, Nole, okay? Look up Monfils versus Melzer 2008. Thank me later. No, is that the match where your Monfils dived or dove, whichever one it is, you know? I don't know which one it is. Where he dove on the clay. I remember watching a highlights of that a long time ago, if that is the match at the French Open. All right, so serve here from Gera. I got a feeling like maybe he could close this out. Backhand slice of Gera, the forehand of Novak, inside out. Backhand of Gera, that's in the net though. Back to deuce. Meanwhile, Fritz is running away with the other match. He's up 4-0. Serve down the tee, backhand slice of Berrettini, the backhand of Fritz, cross court. Well, with this Fritz Berrettini match taking the time it is, it's likely that I'm gonna only be doing this Gera Djokovic match for quite a while, which is kind of good, I guess, for myself and my health. But this has been really fun, honestly. Forehand of Gera, hits the tape, goes over, backhand cross court, the backhand of Djokovic, backhand of Gera, backhand of Djokovic, backhand of Gera, backhand of Djokovic, going backhand to backhand. Drop shot, that's in the net. There's a bit of a desperate play from Gera, and maybe the first sign that he actually got tired in a rally. Could Djokovic outlast Gera? We've seen that before. Djokovic outlasting a younger guy. That's in the net from Berrettini. It's 30 love for Fritz. It's absolutely laughable how many of these points Fritz is winning. How many points has Berrettini won in this set? This is ridiculous. Set 3, Berrettini has won 5 points out of 24. It's insane. Forehand return, Gera backhand, cross court, half volley. I go Zhao. Djokovic is back in business. Novak Djokovic was at 2-4, 15-40. We were all gearing up for a third set. And by all, I think I mean all. But Novak, as he's done 1,000 million, a bajillion, how he's done 100 million times, he's climbed his way back into the set. He's back at 4-4. Fritz still amazing how many points he's winning in the set. He's won 20 out of 25 points in the set against Matteo Berrettini. I don't think Berrettini is playing that god-awful. They are allowing the crowds to move around a little bit more this year, but the umpire is asking for the crowd to sit down. Yeah, Berrettini with the forehand, the net. Fritz has won 21 out of 26 points this set. Gera forehand is huge. Can he break again? And maybe break the spirits of Novak a little bit. If he can break it here anyway. Here is going to be the key for Gera for him to keep his spirits high and up and high. That was a fantastic return of serve. Set up that forehand. I feel like Gera is enjoying the return dynamics here. And I wonder if it's something to do with... I mean, Novak definitely could be serving better, but Gera is doing well on the return. That's a good eye from Novak. Lets that go out long. 15 all. By the way, guys, please don't forget to like and subscribe if you are. Please don't forget to subscribe if you're new, and please don't forget to like the streams if you have enjoyed it. If we could get to 25 likes on the Djokovic Gera stream, that'd be awesome. Serve down the tee, backhand of Gera, the backhand of Djokovic, backhand slice of Gera, backhand slice of Novak, backhand slice of Gera goes wide, 30-15 for Djokovic, who's in the lead again in the set. I don't even know if again is the right word there. It doesn't feel like he's been in the lead this whole set. Yeah, he's not, like, this is crazy. He was down 2-4, 15-40. I really thought he was out of it. I really, for sure, thought he was out of the set. But that's Novak for you, for real. So, Ruud and Monfils are back on court, by the way. Jera now showing some frustration towards his box. Oh, Laszlo. It's 5 a.m. on Thursday morning. I'm having ice cream on tennis life. Exactly. I love it. I love late nights watching sports and tennis. It's fun. Back and Jera goes out. 5-4 for Novak. Ruud and Monfils are back on court. I'm going to enjoy watching this one. Can Monfils pull off a miraculous 2-set-to-love comeback? I think that's good for Monfils that he got such an extended break, by the way. Jera is getting something checked. Jera is now on his back, so I think they're taking a medical timeout or something. Or I don't know if it's a medical timeout yet, but he's getting some work from the trainer. 0-5. Berrettini is trying to at least win a game in this third set against Taylor. You know, we've had had some crazy comebacks in the last couple days, but I do not see what happening here. He might at least win a game, though. Berrettini, I see it's a drop shot winner, 30-15. 40-15 for Berrettini. Let's see. I do wonder how the crowd reacts if he wins this game. I at least got something to cheer about for Berrettini. He does win the game, and there is a big crowd reaction for Matteo to at least get one more game, but Taylor Fritz about to straight set Matteo Berrettini. That doesn't happen that often, I feel like. I could be wrong, but I'm going to look up Matteo Berrettini's straight set Grand Slam losses. I don't think I'm going to find that many results. I could be totally off kilter with that, but I don't feel like he loses in straight sets very often, Berrettini. Like, even the matches I had against Djokovic, like, I think he lost in 4 sets on both occasions. I'm going to look that up using Tennis Abstract, but... So, level Grand Slam. Level Grand Slam. I'm going to put losses. Career. Straight sets. Yeah, so here we go. Okay, so Matteo has lost in straight sets at slams 9 times in his career, but only 6 past 2019 or after. So yeah, there we go. Four Grand Slams a year. Berrettini has only had 6 straight set losses at Grand Slams. So yeah, I feel like that's, yeah. And one of them was a retirement, so that doesn't even count. Really. Yeah, so yeah, I feel like I was pretty correct in my estimation there. Back into Berrettini to the back into Fritz, cross court. That goes out, 15-30. At least something to think about for Taylor. Federer at Wimbledon 2019. Yeah. I saw that one as well. So the ones that he's lost were Federer at 2019 Wimbledon, Rafa at 2019 US Open, Danielle Altmaier at 2020 Roland Garros, Casper Ruud at 2022 US Open, Casper Ruud at 2019 Roland Garros as well. Those are the ones that he's lost recently, since 2018. 30-all as Berrettini misses a shot into the net. Fritz is 2 points away from a big win over Berrettini. Sorry, 2017? I think it is 2019, though. I think you had it right. Yeah, no, you had it right. 2019 Wimbledon. You were correct in the first place. It always sucks when you correct yourself if you're right in the first place. That's how I feel anyway. So, yeah, 2019 Wimbledon. And that was the year of the 2015 match, yeah, against Novak. Jera in trouble for sure. Yeah, 6-4-5. It might literally be a reversal of the first 2 sets last year. And yeah, Jera, the medical timeout is currently 38 seconds away from ending. He's on his back. Match point for Taylor Fritz. This is a performance to watch out for in this tournament. You know, Fritz could get to his first semifinal. He did beat Zverev from down 2 sets at Wimbledon. That'll give him confidence if he has to play him again. We'll see. But I would watch out for Fritz this term as he hits an ace out wide. One of the best performances of Taylor Fritz's career at a Grand Slam. He gets past Matteo Berrettini in 3 sets. An absolutely fantastic level from Taylor Fritz. Didn't blink once. And one of the best performances of Taylor Fritz's career in a slam, no doubt, in my opinion. That's a tough, unseeded opponent. Gets it done under the lights in front of a New York crowd. And that's one of the matches of my doubleheader over. Appreciate everybody who joined in to watch that. So I'm going to put the outro music on the Fritz Berrettini stream now. Appreciate you guys who are in here. Fritz Blitz, yep. Fritz getting it done. Appreciate you, Joseph and Sean, everybody who joined in. Definitely stick around on the Djokovic versus Jera stream because that match is not over yet. And yeah, appreciate everybody who tuned in and cue the background music on that stream. All right, sweet.
who's crazy.